framework of your chapter 3 and 4. So, what's the difference between chapter 3 and 4? Chapter 3 is the complete results and discussion. Chapter 2 is only the summary of chapter 3. That means if you're finished with chapter 3, you can do in one day chapter 4. Okay? So if you have 4 SOP, I'm expecting 4 topics in chapter 3. Okay? SOP number 1. What is the profile of the respondents? That means I'm expecting the first topic in your chapter 3 as profile of the respondents. Okay? Now, some panel will say, don't just write the topic, write the question. Now, our format is not the question. Our format is the topic. So, that means you can encounter papers na chapter 3 is presented per SOP per question. Ours is not. Okay? So, we're still doing the preparing for a uniform format all throughout FEU. So, as of now, we're using different format. For example, Professor 1 is a graduate of UP. So, they're following the UP format. I'm a graduate of LaSalle. That means we're following the LaSalle format. Somebody is a graduate of Ateneo. They're using the Ateneo format. So, the format is dictated by the academic preparation ng professor. You know what I mean? As of now, there is no uniform format for FEU. Each institute, in fact, one institute, they can have more than 5 formats. Okay? So as of now, let's do the format that we started in the proposal defense. No? Okay, so going back, so prepare the topic. Okay, now, how do you present the data? Okay, the way you present data is like you have a statement, introductory statement first. Diba? You have introductory statement before you present the data. After the title of the chapter, introductory statement, right? After each topic under chapter 3, another introductory statement. So, for example, profile of the respondents. You don't show table 1 shows blah, 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 blah. You don't do that. It's like somebody's going to sing, you say something, no, about the singer. She is blah, 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 blah. So, the same. Before you say, table 1 shows the profile of respondents according to age. You don't say it like that. So, first, you're going to say, in the study, the profile of the respondents will focus on age, blah, blah, so on and so forth. If you need to justify why, sometimes you can relate it to your chapter 2. It's because age is a factor in determining the blah, blah, blah. Okay, according to. So that means in chapter 3, you are allowed to do citations. Okay, before and after presenting the data. You know what I mean? Okay. So you have introductory statements could be 1 or 2 statements or more. Sometimes 1 paragraph before you introduce the table. You get it? And then say, table 1 shows the profile of the respondents according to age. And then show the table. And then you have the format for the table, isn't it? How do you write the title? Italize. You already know that? Yes or no? Yes. If the title of the table is before the table, but the title of the figure is after the figure. You know that protocol. Okay? Table 1, profile of the respondents according to age, and then show the table. But if it is a figure first, and then figure 1, distribution of the respondents according to. Okay? Okay. You use that kind of format. If you are talking about profile of the respondents, the title of your table or figure is distribution of respondents in terms of or according to age or according to gender. Don't use sex. Use the word gender. Okay? Now, The the SRM and MAPE majors, last time, di ba, they do it in a very rush, way. So what they did is they have the table and they also have the pie chart. You have to choose. You want to present your data in table form or in pie. If it is the same data, you have to choose. Okay? You are the researcher. You want to present it in a graphical way. So you want it in figure. However, if you choose the pie chart, it should be in colored. Okay? That's the disadvantage, no? Because when you print the copies, kailangan it should be in colored. Unlike table, but pie chart kasi, the advantage of pie chart, it is easy to interpret and easy for the readers to identify. Oh, male is greater than female, for example. It's very easy kasi graphical. You get it? Unlike table, they have to scan it like this. Okay? Is it clear? And you know the format for the table. Not all lines should be printed. Our format is 2 lines and then another line at the bottom. There is no line for the column, only for the row. You know that? Are you aware of that? Kasi may ano,
upload ko.
If there's already percentage here, no need to write percent here, redundant. That is already redundant. Our format is just like this for the table. No line for the column. Get it? Table 1. Distribution of the respondents in terms of age or according to age. Okay? Clear yan? That's how we do it. And then the numbering is continuous. For example, in chapter 2, you already have table 1. That means in chapter 3, that is already table 2. We don't use decimal. Before, it used to be like, if it is chapter 3, all tables in chapter 3 starts with 3. 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5. If your table is shown in chapter 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. Now, they don't use that already. You just have to show it continuous numbering. So if you prepare your table of contents, continuous, table 1 up to how many tables? Okay, because in your proposal defense, you just have like 1 figure, 1 table, sometimes only 1 figure, isn't it? But if you have a full-blown thesis, full-blown paper, I'm expecting so many in your table of contents. Is it clear? Okay. So, how you do it? Title, introductory statement, and say table 1 shows, blah, blah, blah. And then show the table. After the table, there should be paragraph explaining. Then you have to repeat again. There is a format that you have to say it again like, okay. So, you can enumerate the verbs that we usually use in presenting the data. Okay? It can be gleaned from table 1 that blah, blah, blah. Table 1 reveals. Mga ganon. If you read papers, you'll know that how they explain the table or figure, they always start with those kind of things. It can be gleaned. It should always be a past tense. Because there's a thing, di ba? It can be gleaned from Table 1, not